Well, they did 8 shows, and they've aired 3 of them. The one that's actually coming up on Christmas Eve is a repeat from the Murfreesboro, Illinois contest. But there is nothing that is staged with regards to verbiage or any script writing. It is strictly all off the cuff and genuine, and they do follow you around 24/7 with cameras. The only thing that I will tell you, as far as if you want to call it staging, is maybe if you say something, they want you to be more emphatic or more excited about your comments so that it may come across, better for TV. But as far as content and verbiage, no, it's all out of our mouths and what we're saying and what we're doing.
It seems, or there is a perceived thought that Myron Mixon is kind of coming off as a jackass and a meanie and a braggart and very arrogant. Now, he's been on the show here a couple times. I've talked to him off-air a number of times, and he's been absolutely the antithesis of whatever people are saying about him on the forums now. But, what you're seeing on the show, is that really Myron?
Well, Myron, as far as, me working in the restaurants and everyone coming in and asking about the show, the first person they're asking about is Myron, and they're asking, is he really like that? Is he really that arrogant? So obviously he is coming across that way, and, he does use a lot of, curse words, which obviously have to be bleeped out, and so I think it's probably more over the top than the way Myron is, and it might be a little bit over the top as to who he is because I've known him a long time. But he also, what he says is what he believes, and, he's not BSing anybody. He's telling it the way it is from his perspective, and, unfortunately, I think the language is more than it should be in the show, and maybe should have been more edited out, maybe, from a family, aspect. But he is coming across arrogant, there's no doubt.
But to your knowledge, he's definitely probably more the opposite of that than actually being an arrogant guy.
No, he's not the opposite. No.
But he's not. He doesn't
Myron.
seem.
I love Myron to death, but he is arrogant.
Oh, okay. All right. I got you.
I don't hide it from some of my comments in the show, and he has a track record that allows him to be that way. And if he was a loser or something, that's a whole other story. But he wins. He does very well, and I guess he has a right to be arrogant. And it's. I hate to say it, but it's kind of good for the show. Otherwise it would, might be kind of boring.
One of the other things that you continually read about is, do you feel the show is properly portraying competition barbecue, or because of how one guy might be affecting the rest, and it's being exposed to a broad audience base that isn't necessarily familiar with competition barbecue? Do you think it's hurting more than helping, or do you think this is a good thing regardless?
It's kind of a mix right now, in my opinion. The first show I thought was more character-based rather than competition-based. I was really hoping they were going to focus more on, the heat of it and, techniques and what have you. And I think that maybe TLC was trying to focus on character portrayal. So maybe, they create a following or, maybe favorites or, a reason to watch the show. And I can see in just the first few shows how it's progressed more into techniques and, the actual meats that we're competing with. And I really hope that, it continues to do that, but they also have to appeal to the general public, not just the barbecue competitor, trying to be better at competition. So there's a lot to cover in the amount of time that they have. And, to make everybody happy, it obviously is going to be very difficult. But I'm happy with the way it's, progressed. I do wish that some of the, the bleeping would go away because I don't think that's necessary to create, a good environment for barbecue and families and, whatever else there is.
Let's see. What else we got? I got to say, you're very popular with some of the guys there on the Barbecue Brethren forum, wanting to know if you're single or if you're engaged or exploring options and all that stuff. So you're doing very well there with those guys.
Oh, gosh. Well, no, I've been divorced for quite a few years. I think I'm married to the barbecue business. On the show, you'll see Billy, who is my boyfriend at the time of the show, and he was on for the first 5 shows. Mm-hmm. And right now, I'm back to my barbecue world.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm sure there's some guys that are now pining away in quiet subduity. So one of the other things that I'm seeing a lot of, asking about the generator power issue when the guy pulled the breaker on you and put you down there. Everybody seems to be wildly bizarred with the fact that you didn't have a generator or something to keep the meat going. Is that?
Well, it's ironic, and they aren't going to include everything that, happens, and they do obviously want to focus on things that are going to create a buzz and, be more interested, more interesting on the show. But, ever since I've had my trailer, I even purchased my trailer, it had a generator on it. I've always had a generator, but I do not carry it to every event. And quite frankly, my Genmaster can be powered, as far as the rotisserie, based on a regular car battery. Unfortunately, that was stolen out of my trailer about 2 years ago. I never got another one. And, power has always been readily available. And it was just bizarre, that they didn't have it there. And I've never run into that problem before, but I do have a generator. It's, to me, more of a pain in the neck than what it's worth. And, if I had to go out, go to the store and get a battery at Walmart, I could have done that. But, at the time, it was exciting and energetic, but I'm never going to leave myself in that kind of situation, really.
But your brisket did very well.
Yes, it did.
There you go. Here's a message from Karen Walker via Facebook. Wants to know if you have any advice for women contemplating competing on their own, as you have done here in the past, and wants you to keep up the great work.
Oh, my gosh. A lot of what I do is to encourage women to get involved in barbecue and not be afraid of the guys and do not be intimidated. Just, do what you love to do it the best you can, and ignore their comments, because what's going to shine through is how you do in competitions. And obviously, the more you're consistent and you prove yourself, that you will gain the respect. And, basically at some point in time, you're going to even forget the fact that they're even guys, and you're just going to be, part of what the whole barbecue thing is about.
Do you put up with a lot of the, I guess, what you would think of as stereotypical badgering and catcalling at competitions, or are you well past that at this point?
No, I'm past that at this point. I believe, I still get some guys that are new on the circuit that don't know who I am or what my track record is, and, they won't even look me in the face, and just say, they'll look at, a guy that I'm standing next to and talk about a competition that's coming up, and, I'll just kind of giggle about it. But it took a long time to get to the point that I'm at, and, you really just have to ignore the comments and, do what you like to do and do it the best you can. That's all you can do.
She's Lee Ann Whippen. She is the pitmaster of Wood Chicks Barbecue Competition Cooking Team. You can also find her at woodchicksbbq.com. Last comment coming in by a guy named Ray Lampy. Could you please ask Lee Ann to wear lower cut tops during the rest of the episodes? Probably can't do that since everything has been taped already, though, right?
Ray, I would do it for you.
All right. Guys are jumping up and down like crazy now. All right, she is Lee Ann Whippen, Wood Chicks Barbecue Pitmaster. Lee Ann, appreciate you coming on and talking very candidly and openly about the Barbecue Pitmaster show here on TLC. Again, it'll be it'll be a rerun this weekend, but it's on every Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sorry to pull you away from your dinner, Lee Ann. Thanks for coming on tonight.
No problem, Greg, and I really appreciate you having me on the show.
No problem. Merry Christmas, and let's do it again soon.
Thank you. You too.
All right, take care. There she is, Lee Ann Whippen. Wood Chicks Barbecue, woodchicksbbq.com is her website if you want to check out her restaurant locations.